Alright, we're going to go through 3 examples finding the distance and midpoint between two ordered pairs. So we're just going to practice those formulas. So here's our x1 and our y1, our x2 and our y2. So the distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1. So we're going to take x2 is 7 minus a negative 1 becomes plus. We square that, plus, now we subtract the y's, y2 minus y1. So 5 minus a negative 3 becomes plus 3, and that gets squared. Alright, so order of operations, first we have to do inside our parentheses. 7 plus 1 is 8 squared, plus 5 plus 3 is 8 squared. 8 squared is 64 plus 64. And then we have the square root of 128. Alright, now you do want to think about if you can reduce the square root of 128. So do any of our perfect square numbers fit in? 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64. You want to try and find the biggest one that fits in. 64 fits in twice. And we know 64 is the biggest perfect square because we look at the other number. The 2, there are no perfect squares that fit into the 2. So our answer is, 8 times the square root of 2. That is our distance. Well, that was kind of fun. Now let's take a look at midpoint. So midpoint, our formula says, go ahead and add the x's. So x1 plus x2, negative 1 plus 7 over 2. Then we add our y's. Let's see, negative 3 plus 5 over 2. And then we just simplify this. Negative 1 plus 7 is 6 over 2. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2 over 2. So our final midpoint is 6 over 2 is 3. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. And that's our first example with distance and midpoint.